Hello, and welcome back to the RoboZini channel. Now, I may sound a little funny today, pretty much getting over a chest infection that I've had. It's pretty much going now, though, so we're all good there. Anyway, let's crack on. Today, we look at football players that you forgot even existed. Like, you literally didn't even know that they were still here with us today, playing for a football club. I think there's quite a lot of them as well. I'm that certain that I want to set a deal with you right here, right now, today. If there's a player on this list that you actually started to forget about ever since they stopped playing for their prime club, then you have to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Completely free, and Legend also has it as well that it gives you good luck. I mean, after all, how do you think Klopp won the league last season?
Congratulations, Jurgen. Can you put this into words for us?
I am thankful for subscribing to the RoboZini channel.
And if you're a little football nerd and knew about every single detail about one of these players, but still appreciate the A for effort from myself, then hit that subscribe button. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, we may as well begin with a player who used to play for Liverpool then. This player actually got an England call-up through his time for playing for this club. He was a class player back in the 2013 to 14 season 2 when Liverpool won the league, right?
Murray, chance here. Gale, 3-3.
Psych! Okay, almost won the league, but still, he had a great season back then. Actually, his only decent season was that 13 to 14 one, in my opinion, when Man City stole the league off Liverpool. Yes, it's Jon Flannagan, if you don't know him already. He went on loan to Burnley and to Blackburn. He was only used 6 times for Burnley in the Premier League. Eventually, Liverpool sold him to Rangers. What a shocker. For £2.5 million. And at this point, it got that bad that at the age of 27, he was only playing for the under-20s Rangers squad. Rangers weren't interested in offering him a new contract, so he begun as a free agent in July 2020. Club by the name of Charleroi, I believe I've pronounced that right. Basically a club in the Belgian First Division A League. They picked him up and signed him for a free earlier this season. And what about this, right? He hasn't played a single game for them yet, though. He was a blur in my memory after he left Liverpool. Like, if I weren't doing this video, I probably would have forgot about him completely. I do feel sorry for how his career has gone. I think why Liverpool got fed up with him was through the injuries he kept picking up. He also played 51 games for the club, so he actually missed more games than he played. Look, it's sad for him, but what a trooper back in the day. Next, a Premier League defender of class whose inspiration was to look like this guy. Argentinian defender Fabricio Colocini. First of all, I don't know about you guys, but I loved using his FIFA 13 Ultimate Team card. Peak days of FIFA, let me tell you. And here's the mad thing, he still plays to this very day. And he's doing this whilst he's 39 years of age too. But he's currently at a club called San Lorenzo, who play in the Argentinian league. Of course, we know him from his 8 seasons he spent at Newcastle United. I feel because of that, not a lot of people would have forgotten about him as a player. He's still going strong, and here's a little did you know fact right now. He actually got into the PFA Premier League Team of the Year in 2012. And this man deserves more respect. If he was English, he'd be getting in instead of Eric Dyer right now. 39 caps for Argentina too. He was playing for Newcastle when they were elite though. You know, remember the likes of Demba Ba and Pape Cisse? What about Ben Arthur? Hatim Ben Arthur, what a name. Elite football right here, and in that 11 to 12 season, Newcastle actually finished 5th in a Europa League spot. They actually made it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and sadly got knocked out to Benfica, who were the finalists that year. Chelsea won the competition, but Colocini did play in that tournament 7 times. An absolute legend, let me tell you. Alright, this next player then. A player who we look at, who plays overseas. You'll most likely remember him from FIFA 13 or 14. Brazilian lad Wagner Love. You remember these 2 cards? Well, the lad still plays football to this very day at Karat, I believe. I pronounced that right again. Do you correct me if not? But Karat play in the Kazakhstan Premier League. Wagner Love is 36 years of age too. So I've never seen this lad play on English soil, but I think it was from the nostalgia of the old FIFAs, like back in FIFA 13 and 14, of having him on Ultimate Team, that I remember this player, but also forget about him, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
But until someone shows you, like myself, his 2 Ultimate Team cards, only then does your memory come back about the player.
What the hell?
Biggest one for me, which some viewers may remember, is him being a UEFA Cup winner in 2005 when Moscow beat Sporting CP. Newcastle and Middlesbrough were in the tournament that season too. But yeah, Wagner Love, I mean, still going strong at the age of 36. Did you forget about him? Did you forget about him? Did you? And it is a little funny little story now. I think I only bought him on FIFA because he sounded like Wagner from the X Factor. You remember that dude with the long hair? Yeah, little side note story there. LOL. Anyway, so I feel for us in England, with this next one, we forget about this player when he leaves Real Madrid. Anyone in Europe, especially the countries of Spain and particularly Portugal, will remember him. 2 times Champions League winner. And he was such an underrated left back then as well. I feel the spotlight was mainly on Jordi Alba because he was playing in one of the best teams that I've ever seen like throughout time in football back then. That Barcelona squad back in like the 2009 to about 14 when it started to decline after 14, you know. But yeah, Jordi Alba stealing that spotlight from Fabio Contral. So I think Fabio Contral deserves a lot of respect. Having 2 loan spells during his time in Madrid in 2018, he officially left on a free to Rio Ave. This was a club though, I'm not going to name the club again, but this was the club he also started at. So it's very nice to see him end his career with this club, and I presume he will be in the age of 33 right now. And I don't know about you guys, but again, another player who you forget is still playing football. He was chucked around a lot by Real. You lose sight of the player and don't expect him to still be playing today. Alright, I'm going to call the club that he's currently at, I'm going to call it Rio. They did release him in 2019, but the player then rejoined the club back in 2020. 9 honours himself just at Real Madrid. His performance before this at Benfica helped with it. That's who obviously Real Madrid picked him up from. I do wish him all the best, I really do. His performance before this at Benfica definitely secured his move to Real Madrid 100%. Alright, next it's another left back. Why is it always them? It's always players in this position that get left back in the dark. Left back. Nah, I'll shut up. This player left Arsenal back in 2019. Player like Colaccini, who spent many years at his club. Nacho Monreal, ladies and gentlemen. Does this name bring anything back at all? Any pain at all, Arsenal fans? Now, I didn't mind him at Arsenal, I've got to say. He didn't do too badly there, did he? You know, played well under Wenger, and when Wenger did leave eventually, he was one of the many players to leave with him. Many honours to show through the time he was at Arsenal. 3 FA Cups won with the club, 2 which were back-to-back. 3-time winners of the Community Shield 2, and he was runners-up in the League Cup and Europa League finals. He didn't stop there though. When he left Arsenal playing for Real Sociedad, well, that's where he's at now. Did you know that they won the Spanish Copa del Rey last season? He's done this at the age of 35 too. He did actually play in that final, the Copa del Rey final against Atletico Bilbao, and the whole defence and team were able to keep a clean sheet that day. If you know your Spanish football well, then you might remember that classic quarter-final game against Real Madrid. Real Sociedad were winning the game 4-1. Real Madrid brought it back to 4-3. They didn't get that last equaliser that they thought they would. And Nacho Monreal also played that day as well for Real Sociedad. I feel Arsenal respect him as a player, and because he's not on English soil anymore, it's a player who we actually do forget about. Well, I certainly forget about. And all the Arsenal attention is now on these new signings, of course, but mainly also on the eyes of Mikel Arteta to see how he performs as the season goes on. So you gotta forget the dry but also good moments before the Emery and Mikel Arteta entrance, kind of between 2013 to like 2017 or whatever, where FA Cups were won, but you know, nothing was happening in the league really for Arsenal. It was 4th place every year. But during then, Arsenal did have a team with Nacho Monreal, Giroud when he was heavily in there, Ozil when he was back at his prime for Arsenal. But yeah, Nacho Monreal, a player who I definitely forgot about, still plays today at the age of 35. And to end off with, we have a player who I think a lot of people will be surprised to find that he is still playing to this very day. Javi Garcia, ex-Manchester City player. Now, I think this is a player that is easily forgettable. Like, I, for one, forgot about him. Especially only spending 2 seasons at Manchester City. He was absolutely crucial in that 13-14 season when City won the league. They sold the player back in 2012 for a fee of £20 million from Benfica. Oil money! 2 years after this, he left the club for Zenit for £16 million. The reason why he left is City found their two main midfielders that they were about to use, and that was Yaya Toure and Fernandinho. Now, as much as they are an oil-rich club, Javi Garcia was too much of a big asset to have at that club, so they sold him to Zenit. He was in his peak years of football, so he would want game time. I think that's partly the reason why he was going to leave as well. This was to the point where Manchester City were about to release an ultimate squad. The likes of Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Ederson a few years later as well. Players were only going to keep scoring for the club until they very much left the likes of David Silva and Aguero there. Alright, to catch you guys up to the present day though, he left Zenit to then go to Real Betis in Spain, and then Real Betis said goodbye to him last summer, and he joined a club called Boavista on a free. Believe I've pronounced that right again. Now at the age of 34, I did actually think he was older, but 34 currently right now. He's there playing for them in the top league in Portugal. He's still loving life right now, and the player who City fans have to respect for his small time there at the club. And like I said, at the time of the quality of Fernandinho, Yaya Toure, I think they're always going to get in there instead of Javi Garcia. And even players today like Rodri in the squad, you know, I think he's better than Garcia. But because of these players at the club, it means you easily forget about his time there, and you primarily forget him as a player. And that is it. That's all I have today anyway. Please tell me if you did forget any of these players for just a second there before watching this video, and I 100% bet there's still loads out there to name. But anyway, please stick to the end of your deal if you did forget any of these players, and be sure to hit the subscribe and like button, or if you didn't even know that they were still playing, then be sure to hit the subscribe and like button. Anyway, that's everything from me today. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.